We'd like to welcome Angela Beard Hardy. How are you?
I am wonderful. Thank you, Donnie. How are you?
It's great to see you.
Always a pleasure.
Creativity. Damn,
What a
I got
word.
you. What do you think of when you think of creativity in business?
Creativity.
In your business,
In my business, creativity looks like expansion. It looks like uniqueness. Um, it looks like, in a phrase, why we thrive. Continue.
so you created a wellness salon that
hmm
is not typical.
Not at all. Not at all. Simple Wellness is like you said, a natural hair salon and spa with a focus of wellness. And so the wellness center side actually ties into the hair salon. And so what we're able to do in all of our creativity is we're able to connect people's wellness, well-being with their beauty and reasons for why their hair may not be doing what they want it to do, what it used to do, or what we expect our hair to do. Hair and scalp.
So you are focused on the hair through wellness.
Yeah, you can go either way. I can focus on wellness through hair, or I can focus on the hair through wellness. I'm a trichologist. And so, as a trichologist, I specialize in hair loss, scalp diseases, and disorders. What makes me different than another trichologist is that I'm connecting the dots. So, your hair and your nails are the whistleblowers to your body. And so they're always in the growth cycle. And so, as your hair and your nails are always growing, they're always communicating what's going on internally. So, someone that may be losing their hair may just write it off as genetics, but the part that they're missing is that genetic hair loss just doesn't happen on its own. It has to be other cofactors to go in to bring that gene from lying dormant to active. And so, again, you have to be creative enough to connect the dots.
I remember when you went to India to
Mhm.
study trichology.
I went to India and studied hair transplants. I was
Hair
already a
transplant.
trichologist then, yes.
What was the significance of going all the way? How long was that flight?
As a long flight. If I remember correctly, like 19 hours. It was a long flight.
Why?
Because in India, in Mumbai was where I was at, it was a common, natural, very regular procedure to get a hair transplant. And so it was done without the same uh, stigma that we had back then. This was in 2015. It was a very common thing to do. They were doing it often, frequently, and well. And so, in order to study to be the best, you got to learn from the best. And so, I did travel there to follow a hair transplant doctor. And I learned that I did not want to do hair transplants. It was not for me.
But you still, what would you say to aspiring professionals, aspiring entrepreneurs when it comes to seeking knowledge? I mean, clearly you took a 19-hour flight just to learn.
Yeah, I would say be a lifelong learner. That's number one. Never think that, oh, I got this degree, I got this certificate, I'm done. Whatever your field is, there's more to learn. There's another level. Even if you're the master, if you're a master electrician, there's something more that you can learn about your field and apply so that you can go to another level of it. And so always be in position of knowing that you don't know everything.
Let's go back to the beginning. Why did you open a salon?
Hmm. I opened the salon because I was tired.
You
I,
hard.
I was tired. Yes. I was tired of the service and treatment that I was personally receiving. I felt like in the industry in the beauty industry that it was not a unrealistic expectation for me to want three things in the same place. Donnie, I wanted someone that knew about hair care. I wanted someone that was good with styling my hair. And I wanted someone that respected my time, excellent customer service. Don't put me down for 9 o'clock and I'm one of 7 people that was booked for 9 o'clock. And so in my mind, I couldn't understand the problem. Like, what's the issue? Why can't I come in and get all 3 things in one place? And with that frustration and with me valuing my own money the way that I do, it's my dollar. Why am I going to spend it with an attitude? I started doing my own hair. I then started connecting my health to my hair. I then started looking at my family members who were losing their hair and said, that is not just a part of age, and how do I prevent it? And so that's when I took it from not just doing hair, but also studying the trichology side of hair.
Was the idea of a salon the first thing that came to your mind? Hey, I understand what the problem is. So as you're evolving, as you're developing the solution, what came first?
So the trichology came later. That came later. I was director of marketing and admissions for many years. When I exit corporate America, I was director of marketing for hospice. And doing hair was a hobby. And I got to the point where, well, I shouldn't say trichology came later because there was a seed planted. So initially I saw that there was a connection between health and hair, and I wanted to teach people that. Well, I had no idea how much red tape there was in the state of Maryland, where I couldn't just open up a school to teach people natural hair like cosmetology schools do and other things of that sort. The funding wasn't there. I would never be properly compensated. And so 2008 happened and the marketing department got laid off. Everyone from my boss down to who I am as, a director and below me. And what they thought was that we'll have the nurses do their own marketing. We don't need your department anymore. Yeah, bad idea. At that time, I was studying under someone that actually had a natural hair school in Detroit. And my thought was to study with her so that I can bring it to Maryland. I then lost my job, and I just knew that it wasn't time to get my resume together. It was time to kind of stick with what I was doing. So that truly was a test of faith in me listening to no one but myself. I had loved ones, including my parents, that was just like, all them years of college, and my mother's response was all those years of college wasted, right? Because you don't need a college degree to do hair. My father's response was a little different. He laughed at the idea. He said, I remember you playing with your doll babies, but he also said, I always thought successful people got their hair done. They didn't do people's hair. Like, it was almost considered beneath me to do someone's hair, because in their mind, I was going to be a professional that went and got my hair done. So I just knew in my heart that this was the direction that I wanted to go, and that it was more than just hair for me.
So when it comes to creativity, I'm hearing you say you listen to yourself.
Absolutely.
Even though people who are closest to you, who have raised you, in this case, the parents, sometimes it's the spouse, sometimes it's siblings, best friends. Sometimes they won't understand the vision.
Exactly. And it was all those people that didn't understand the vision.
And you felt alone. You knew you had to be your biggest motivator, because something was birthed in you to do. I know when I started Be More News, they looked at me cockeyed like, you better go get a job.
Yeah.
But I was stepped out on getting a job. This is my job.
Right. I The word alone. Yes,
Okay,
I
okay.
felt no. I don't disagree with the word alone. But the word alone came with a weirdness. I felt weird because I couldn't quite put my finger on what it was. I couldn't boldly say what I was doing and why I was doing it. I just knew I needed to do it. And so it felt more weird than anything, which isolated me to feel alone.
But in that isolation, you drew strength from God.
That's one. Yeah, I think it's a combination of spiritual strength, but also a knowing and a confidence in the ability to listen. The ability to listen and the ability to be directed even though you don't know where you're going. Because, sometimes we meet people that are successful and they look like they easily floated there. But rarely do you meet the people that say, I don't know how I got here, but I'm here and I know I belong here. So there's a knowing that where you belong, it's a knowing that I got this. I might not have all the I's dotted and the T's crossed, but that's going to come along the way. And the way I reference is it's a God how. I might not know the details of how, but it's a God how.
I like that. I'm gonna have to use that.
Yeah. Yeah. Some things aren't our business. And that's what I've learned along the journey. Everything's not my business. If I knew every detail, if I knew from 2008 to now, the life experiences I would have to go through, the dedication that I would have to commit to, if I knew all those details, would I really sign up for it? Looking back at it, of course, because I see the results. But if you say this is what you're going to have to do, this is what you're going to have to sacrifice, this is what you're going to go through, this is the unknown. If you gave me the layout and put it in front of me, man, that's too much. That's too much. I'm out. But looking back at it, I wouldn't change any of it and it was worth it. But I don't think we're supposed to know everything from the beginning.
I just heard last night they said if you want to make God laugh, tell him your plans.
Absolutely.
So in being creative, I'm hearing you say you got to listen to the spiritual side. You have to be in touch with your spirit, your soul.
In being creative, you got to trust the creator. That's it. That's it. In being creative, you got to trust the creator. And, most of our dreams are bigger than us. Is your dream going to help someone else? Is it serving someone else? Is it solving a problem? Are you positioning yourself to be a vessel? If that's the answer, then the rest of it will come.
Tell me more about creativity and its purpose, its usefulness in your wellness salon.
Well, there is a lot of creativity within Simple Wellness in many factors. So I shared with you the trichology part, so the creative part of connecting hair and health. Then there's also the side of expansion. We are creatively expanding where we are a ministry of services now. So Simple Wellness is the umbrella. Our goal is to enhance beauty and wellness both in and out. As long as we're in that philosophy under that umbrella, we can grow in many directions. Right now, we have Simple Wellness Home Health, which is a residential service agency that literally goes to people's house to assist them to stay home with whether it's rehab, whether it's staying in their home instead of going to a nursing home. So I have a team of nurses and aides and all of those people that go out medically and clinically to be of assistance. Then you have Simple Wellness Staffing, which help professionals with institutions to kind of bridge that gap of picking up side jobs and side hustles within that field. So simple wellness, hair, and health is just one aspect of how we enhance beauty and wellness. But if you didn't already grasp, you got to be creative to tie those things in together. In order for me to go out and market 3 businesses and not look like I'm all over the place, how do these 3 things come together and operate and lead from the same function, the same perspective, the same philosophy? How do we make these 3 things go together and tie together? How do we say in the wellness wellness center, how do we pull the massage therapist there and invite him to someone's home in the home health? They all operate together. How do we take that daughter who's been a caregiver all this time and in a pursuit of honoring her, in a pursuit of loving on her, and her being exhausted, say, come get a free massage at our salon and spa? So we gotta be creative to make it all be a unison vehicle.
Does that require you having creative people around you?
Yes. Yes. You don't have to see my vision, but you got to trust me on it. Everyone's not going to have the vision that I have. But if my way of thinking outside of the box scares you, you're not the person to work with me. If I hire a massage therapist and I say, hey, I have a home health client or a residential service agency, and I want to treat the family, the caregiver, the main caregiver, to a massage. Can you go to their house? If all you see is I'm supposed to be giving massages here inside the spa, and you don't see how that overlaps over here, you're not the right therapist for me. If you come in and you're my client and there's a conversation about how frustrated you are with the doctors and this and that, and you can use more support from a caregiving standpoint, and I start talking to you and I say, hey, I'll have the house manager give you a call so we can schedule an appointment outside of your hair appointment. If that house manager feels like, oh, my job is strictly here and I'm not going to be scheduling no calls, you're not the right house manager for me. So everything kind of overlaps as long as you have the heart to serve.
Any other thoughts on creativity as a business professional, as an entrepreneur?
Yes. Creativity comes with originality. I think there are ways of duplicating what people are doing and doing it better, but I think you have a better chance of winning when you figure out who you are, what you like, and how you want to do it. When I first started, I thought a spa looked like everyone dressed in black. When you come in, in their uniform color, I think I went with black, white, or gray or something, like those 3 options. But in my mind, I thought my staff was supposed to be dressed in all black in a uniform. That's not me. I can't even tell you what color my hair is going to be in a few months. Like, that's just not who I am. I don't wake up and just want to wear this one color. So I want to show my creativity. I want to express my creativity. So why wouldn't I expect my team to feel the same way? But what I was doing was looking at places like About Faces, places that had name recognition, and thinking that's who I was striving to mimic. But once I got in my head, I'm not striving to mimic anyone. I have to do this my way. I have to create this my way. The creativity allowed me to do it my way.
And it's been
here we are many years later.
How many years?
Well, 2008 was when we started. And so, yeah, it's a good run. That's a good run. About 17 years.
The average business lasts how long?
Well, I was told years ago that most businesses don't make the 5-year mark. I'm not sure what the average business lasts, but no. I do know most don't make 5 years.
And where are you located?
519 North Charles Street, lower level.
Any final thoughts for our aspiring professionals and entrepreneurs?
Yes. It's not for everyone. I hear a lot of people saying, I want to work for myself. I want to work for myself. A quote that I heard, I'm going to paraphrase it, is that Entrepreneurs will stop working 8 hours for someone else just so they can work 20 hours for themselves. That's very true. I love what I do. I feel that it does provide the freedom and the lifestyle that I absolutely enjoy, but I know it's not for everyone. And so if you're looking to be an entrepreneur, first make that decision. Are you this person? Are you meant to be that person? Are you disciplined enough to be that person? Or do you benefit better from clocking in, clocking out, and minding your business thereafter? Because the grind does not stop. You put structure and formulas in place where it gets easier. But if you are doing what you should do, once you get on autopilot on one level, it's time to take it to the next level.
Good deal. Angela Beard Hardy, I thank you so much.
Thank
Morgan
you.
State University's EDAC truly is grateful.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a wonderful day.
You too. Thank you again.